If you're Atletico Madrid and an Atletico Madrid fan, you watch your team play for the first 45 minutes and you have to ask the question, how come we're not able to play like this against the big teams, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Sevilla, consistently, where we are willing to go and press higher of the field? When there's an opportunity to get numbers around the ball, go ahead and do that. Take chances, force turnovers in areas in which then you can go on the attack right away, which they did so very well in the first half. And when there are moments in which Barcelona gets some rhythm in possession, then you drop back behind the ball and you force Barcelona into mistakes further up the field. There was a nice mix and a nice recognition by Atletico Madrid in moments in which they could press and moments where they had to sit back. And in doing that, I think they really surprised Barcelona, where Barcelona were sort of saying, wait a minute, they're coming here to the Camp Nou to press us? What? How are they going to do that? They were supposed to be dropping off, make it physical, make it about the midfield, make it about challenges and running around and maybe winning 1-0 a set piece. How are they taking chances going forward? Atletico Madrid did very well in the first half. They should have been up in the game 2-0, perhaps even 3-0, but Ter Stegen came up with a few saves. And it wasn't until the 41st minute that we saw a glimpse of maybe how Barcelona were going to win this game, and that was the long run from Lionel Messi. That was really the only sequence in attack that you have from Barcelona. The problem for Barcelona was, and it's a big moment in the game, the substitution of Sergio Busquets having to come off after colliding with Stefan Savic, because in Busquets coming off the field, now Frenkie de Jong had to take a step back. And as he took a step back, now he was no longer close to Lionel Messi. Therefore, Lionel Messi had to drop back a little bit further to get in contact with the ball. Everybody from Barcelona had to take a step back, and then there was no real continuity in the attack in the first half. It got better in the second half. Overall, I think it's a fair result.
Overall, it's another big game against a big side that Barcelona have failed to take 3 points from, Ali.
Yeah, and you just can't run away from that. You can't turn your back on it and say, well, it's a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. You look today at Barcelona, and everything that was on the line, you would have thought and hoped, if you're a Barcelona fan, that there was going to be a certain energy to this team, a certain level of inspiration, if you will, a little momentum, because of what you knew you were playing for and what this game meant. And the first half, as I just mentioned, was all about Atletico Madrid, which was rather surprising. Second half, Barcelona got a little bit better, but I think it was also a byproduct of Atletico Madrid just kind of taking a step back themselves, because physically they couldn't do the same pressing that they were doing in the first half. Barcelona in the end get a couple of chances, the free kick by Lionel Messi, the header by Dembele, but it was kind of half chances throughout the game. They didn't do enough offensively. You didn't get enough work from guys in the midfield like Pedri, who I thought was not very good today. Griezmann is running around, he's busy, but is he really creating? Not a whole lot. And then, well, it comes down to whether Lionel Messi is going to have an individual moment of brilliance. And he did, as I just mentioned, in the 41st minute. Oblak came up with a save. But other than that, it's not like Barcelona had all this possession and were creating all sorts of chances and Oblak was having to come up with all sorts of saves. That was not the case at all. And to your point, Dan, this is not the first time that we see this. What's disappointing about today in particular is the fact that you knew La Liga was right there for you, and yet you were not able to come through. It's a disappointing result for Barcelona.
Ali, rubbishy old Real Madrid could win La Liga.
I know. I know. Hey, I'll tell you what. It would give Eden Hazard a reason to smile. Hey, we get to party. Hey. Look, it's amazing that we're having these conversations with all of these three teams involved, and Real Madrid, of course, because we saw what Real Madrid were against Chelsea, and that team is barely keeping it together right now. And I think it's a reflection in that these three teams, I suppose that they're good enough to win, but they're also so flawed that they're bad enough to lose. And they, in a year in which La Liga has had their difficulties having a standout team, a truly dominant team, I'm not so sure that the fact that we're having a race is a great thing. Because what it tells you is that these teams are closer to average than they are to great. allowing a team like Real Madrid right now, after all the comings and goings and the setbacks and the stepbacks and the difficulties with COVID and injuries and rotation and no depth in the team, and yet they still have an opportunity to win this title. It's in their hands to win this title. It's great for Real Madrid and Real Madrid fans, but it is a referendum on what the level of the league has been over the last, I should say, over the last 6 months or so.
Who wins La Liga, Ali?
I thought at least you were going to wait till tomorrow to ask me that.
I'll ask you tomorrow as well.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I've done so many changing and flopping and coming and going. I don't even know which one was my last team that I picked, to be honest with you. I mean, right now, the inside track is on Real Madrid, but they're playing Sevilla. And do you trust Real Madrid to beat Sevilla? Well, probably not. I mean, I'm taking Real Madrid. Honestly, I'm so tired of every weekend you believe in one of these teams and then go and disappoint you in the manner that all of these three teams have done over this whole year. And so for me, I'm going to take Real Madrid now. But surely tomorrow, after they drop points to Sevilla, then I'll take Atletico Madrid.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.